From Scranton to the White House, an American journey. Joseph Robinette Biden's journey to the White House is a quintessential American story. Born in Scranton, Pennsylvania on November 20, 1942, Biden's path to the presidency was far from certain. His life story embodies the American dream, rising from humble beginnings to the highest office in the land. He overcame a debilitating stutter in his youth, a challenge that would shape his character and fuel his determination. The loss of his first wife and daughter in a car accident in 1972, just weeks after his election to the Senate, tested his resolve. Yet, he persevered, raising his sons as a single father while serving in the Senate. His political career spans nearly 5 decades, culminating in his inauguration as the 46th President of the United States in 2021. Before we begin, please like, comment, and subscribe for more POTUS Pulse content. Humble beginnings, Scranton and Beyond. Joe Biden's story begins in Scranton, Pennsylvania, a blue-collar city known for its coal mining history. Born into a middle-class family, Biden was the oldest of 4 children. His father, Joseph Biden Sr., worked as a furnace cleaner and used car salesman. These humble beginnings instilled in young Joe a strong work ethic and a deep appreciation for the struggles of working-class Americans. When he was 10, his father lost his job, forcing the family to move to Wilmington, Delaware in search of better opportunities. Despite the challenges, his parents emphasized the importance of perseverance and integrity, values that would guide Biden throughout his life and career. In Delaware, Biden attended St. Helena School and later Archmere Academy, where he confronted a debilitating stutter. Determined to overcome this obstacle, he spent hours reciting poetry in front of a mirror. The path to politics: early career and Senate years. Biden's entry into politics came early. In 1970, at 27, he was elected to the New Castle County Council. Just 2 years later, he ran for the U.S. Senate. Running an underdog campaign, Biden's victory was a surprise. At 29, he became one of the youngest U.S. senators. However, tragedy struck weeks after his election. His wife and daughter were killed in a car accident. He was sworn in at his son's hospital bedsides. Biden's Senate career spanned 36 years, known for foreign relations and criminal justice. Making his marked legislative achievements in the Senate. Joe Biden left an indelible mark on American legislation, known for his efforts in crime, transportation, and foreign policy. He was a key architect of the 1994 crime bill, earned the nickname Amtrak Joe for his support of rail service. Influential as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, his experience proved valuable as vice president and president. The role of the vice president is often seen as secondary, but it is a position of immense importance, just a heartbeat away from the presidency. In 2008, Barack Obama selected Joe Biden as his running mate, recognizing Biden's extensive experience in foreign policy and his appeal to working-class voters. Biden's decades of service in the Senate had earned him a reputation as a skilled legislator and a foreign policy expert, making him an ideal partner for Obama, who was relatively new to the national political scene. The Obama-Biden ticket won decisively, and on January 20, 2009, Biden was sworn in as the 47th Vice President of the United States. This marked the beginning of a dynamic partnership that would navigate the country through some of its most challenging times. As vice president, Biden took on a wide range of responsibilities, serving as a key advisor to President Obama on both domestic and foreign policy. His role was not just ceremonial, he was deeply involved in the administration's decision-making processes, providing valuable insights and guidance. One of Biden's most significant roles was overseeing the implementation of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. This was a critical task, as the country was in the midst of the Great Recession, and the economy needed a substantial boost to recover. This $787 billion stimulus package was designed to combat the Great Recession, and Biden's task was to ensure the funds were spent efficiently and effectively. He worked tirelessly to monitor the distribution of stimulus funds, ensuring that they reached the areas most in need and were used to create jobs and stimulate economic growth. Biden also played a crucial role in the Obama administration's efforts to pass and implement the Affordable Care Act, using his legislative experience to help secure the votes needed for this landmark healthcare reform. His ability to negotiate and build consensus was instrumental in the passage of the ACA, which aimed to provide affordable healthcare to millions of Americans. Biden's tenure as vice president was marked by his dedication to public service and his commitment to addressing the nation's most pressing issues. Biden's role in the Obama administration. As vice president, Joe Biden was at the center of numerous crises. The financial crisis of 2008 was a significant challenge. Biden's oversight of the Recovery Act helped create or save millions of jobs. In foreign policy, Biden played a key role in Iraq and the withdrawal of U.S. troops. Following his son Beau's death, Biden led the Cancer Moonshot Initiative. This program aimed to accelerate cancer research and improve treatment. The road to 2020. A presidential campaign like no other. Joe Biden's road to the 2020 presidential election was unlike any in modern American history. After initially deciding not to run in 2016, Biden entered the 2020 race as a frontrunner. The Democratic primary field was crowded and diverse, reflecting the party's internal debates about its future direction. Despite early setbacks in Iowa and New Hampshire, Biden's campaign gained momentum with a decisive victory in South Carolina, propelled by strong support from African-American voters. As Biden secured the Democratic nomination, the COVID-19 pandemic dramatically altered the landscape of the campaign. Traditional rallies and in-person events were largely replaced by virtual gatherings and socially distanced appearances. The election, held amid a global health crisis, saw record-breaking turnout and ultimately resulted in Biden's victory, securing both the popular vote and the Electoral College. Leading a nation: Biden's presidency. Joe Biden was inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States on January 20, 2021, in a ceremony unlike any other due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and heightened security concerns. His inaugural address emphasized themes of unity and healing, calling on Americans to come together in the face of numerous challenges. From the outset, Biden's presidency was defined by efforts to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. He set ambitious vaccination goals and implemented a coordinated federal response to the health crisis. His administration also focused on economic recovery, pushing through a $1.9 trillion COVID relief package known as the American Rescue Plan. Biden's foreign policy approach marked a significant shift from his predecessor, seeking to rebuild international alliances and rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement. Domestically, Biden pursued an ambitious agenda, including efforts to address climate change, reform immigration policies, and invest in infrastructure. President Biden's policy agenda reflects both his campaign promises and the urgent needs of a nation grappling with multiple crises. From the economic fallout of the pandemic to the ongoing climate crisis, his administration is tackling these issues head-on with a multifaceted approach. The American Rescue Plan, passed in early 2021, provided direct financial assistance to Americans, extended unemployment benefits, and funded vaccine distribution efforts. This plan was a lifeline for many, helping to stabilize the economy and support those most affected by the pandemic. Climate change is another key priority for the Biden administration, with ambitious goals for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and transitioning to clean energy. The administration is investing in renewable energy sources like wind and solar, aiming to create a sustainable future and reduce the nation's carbon footprint. Infrastructure has been a central focus of Biden's domestic agenda, with the proposed American Jobs Plan aiming to rebuild roads, bridges, and railways while investing in modern infrastructure needs. This plan not only addresses the physical infrastructure but also includes investments in broadband, clean water, and the electric grid. In the realm of foreign policy, Biden has emphasized rebuilding alliances and reasserting American leadership on the global stage. His administration is working to restore relationships with key allies and partners, ensuring that the United States remains a pivotal player in international affairs. He has sought to take a firm stance against authoritarian regimes while also pursuing diplomacy and cooperation on global issues. This balanced approach aims to promote democratic values and human rights while addressing global challenges through collaboration. His approach reflects a belief in the importance of American engagement in world affairs, tempered by a recognition of the limits of military intervention. By prioritizing diplomacy and multilateral cooperation, the administration seeks to build a more stable and peaceful world order. As Joe Biden's presidency unfolds, it's clear that his long career in public service has profoundly shaped his approach to governing. From his early days as a young senator from Delaware to his tenure as vice president under Barack Obama, Biden has always been a figure deeply embedded in the fabric of American politics. His emphasis on bipartisanship and unity, while challenged by the realities of a deeply divided political landscape, reflects his decades of experience in the Senate. Biden's ability to reach across the aisle and work with Republicans, even in the face of stark ideological differences, is a hallmark of his political career. Biden's legacy will likely be defined by how effectively he navigates the multiple crises facing the nation, from the ongoing impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic to economic inequality and climate change. His administration's response to the pandemic, including the rollout of vaccines and economic relief measures, will be a significant part of his presidential record. His ability to build coalitions and find common ground on contentious issues will be crucial to his success. Whether it's passing significant legislation on infrastructure, healthcare, or climate policy, Biden's skill in negotiation and compromise will be tested. At the same time, his presidency may be remembered for its efforts to restore norms and institutions that had been strained in recent years. This includes re-establishing trust in democratic processes, reinforcing the importance of a free press, and upholding the rule of law. Ultimately, Joe Biden's journey from Scranton to the White House is a testament to the enduring power of the American dream, offering a compelling narrative of American political life in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. His story is one of resilience, perseverance, and a deep commitment to public service, embodying the values and aspirations of the nation he leads. As we reflect on his impact, we see a leader who has navigated the complexities of American politics with a steady hand and a hopeful vision for the future. As we look ahead to the future, Joe Biden's presidency continues to shape the landscape of American politics. With a focus on healthcare, climate change, and economic recovery, his administration is addressing some of the most pressing issues of our time. Biden's leadership is marked by his unwavering commitment to bipartisan cooperation, striving to bridge the divide and bring Americans together. His deep empathy and resilience have become hallmarks of his approach, reflecting a president who truly understands the challenges facing the nation. Under Biden's leadership, efforts to build a more inclusive and equitable society are at the forefront, with policies designed to create opportunities for all Americans. As we move forward, the legacy of Joe Biden's presidency will be defined by his dedication to public service and his vision for a united, prosperous future. His story is a testament to the enduring power of hope and perseverance, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, we can come together to build a better tomorrow. Join us as we continue to explore the impact of Joe Biden's presidency and the lasting changes it brings to the fabric of American life.